L5 Sports Talk back at it with another video, talking some NBA, talking about Boogie Cousins, who absolutely put on a show against his former team, the Sacramento Kings, and boy, was it a joy to watch Boogie take out his damn frustration on the team that basically sold him to the Pelicans for some pocket lint and change, pretty much, okay? No disrespect to Buddy Hield and all of the other players involved in that trade, but Demarcus Cousins is just on another level, and he proved that against the Kings by putting up a monster stat line. 41 points, 23 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 threes, 10 for 12 from the line, over 50% shooting, I believe, to double check on that. But just a monster performance from Demarcus Cousins. And oh, Anthony Davis was out, so it was the Demarcus Cousins show. It's almost as if the narrative just plays itself out, folks. You know, he's playing his old team. 80 gets hurt, so he gets to put on a show by himself, and they get the dub. And so, first things first, it got me thinking the obvious question. You know, Boogie's been in this league for quite some time now, and he's always been up there as one of the best centers in the NBA. But have we ever just flat out unanimously agreed on Boogie as being the best center in the league? And if not, who is the best center in the league? Because clearly, when it comes to putting up numbers, I don't think there's anybody in the league better than Demarcus Cousins. Certainly, there's no centers better than Demarcus Cousins. He might be the best statistical machine in the NBA, but I'm here to break down who I think is the best center in the league, and if it is Boogie Cousins or not. So let's get right into it. I think it is a guard-wing league now, and they wouldn't be wrong. I mean, we do have a lot of good guards and wings, but man, we've had a good influx of centers over the past couple of seasons. People tend to forget how many good centers there are in this league, and not just the back to the basket, old school, bang on the block, post up, can only shoot from 5 feet out type of centers. No, we got some dudes that can shoot the ball, that can shoot the three now, and they're versatile as hell. And like I said, they can pass the ball. So there are hybrid centers in this league today, and I'm telling you, there is no shortage of good centers in this league. There are plenty of them. You got Boogie, with him Joel Embiid, Marc Gasol, Karl Anthony Towns, Nikola Vucevic, Andre Drummond, Hassan Whiteside, Miles Turner, DeAndre Jordan, Marc Gasol I mentioned, Rudy Gobert, Nikola Jokic, just to name a few. I got the main ones, but I might be still missing a few. But with that being said, there's some good centers in this league. But when you still take a look at that list, 3 names to me especially stand out as the clear-cut best centers in the game. And one of them might kind of surprise you, but it really shouldn't, because everybody can see it. It just hasn't materialized yet. So, of course, we have Boogie Cousins. Then I have Marc Gasol, and then Joel Embiid. That's in actually no particular order. I just listed it like that. But those to me are the 3 best centers in the game right now. No disrespect to these other guys. Karl Anthony Towns is great on the offensive end, but he is a liability on defense. Go watch the tape. You cannot tell me I'm wrong on this. Karl Anthony Towns needs to learn how to defend. I'm sure he will, but he needs to learn how to. With these other guys as well, real quick, I'll go down the list. Nikola Vucevic, he doesn't defend as well either. Andre Drummond, liability at the free throw line. Hassan Whiteside can't shoot outside of 5 feet. I mean, he's got a mid-range jump shot once in a while, but he can't hit threes. Miles Turner, young, potential, hungry, getting there, but not quite there yet. DeAndre Jordan, he's a one-sided player only on the defensive end. Rudy Gobert, very good defensive player, like I said, but offensively he is not polished like these other guys. Nikola Jokic, love Jokic a lot, but I need more tape, more material, more games from him, more experience for Jokic. It's just too early. And it's funny I say that because Embiid has not only played in, what, 6 games now, but here's the thing. Let me explain. Let me get into it before you guys go off on me, okay, on why I have Joel Embiid here. But anyways, that is my reasoning for these other guys not being in here and the 3 centers that I listed being in here. So, like I said, Boogie Cousins, Marc Gasol, and Joel Embiid. So, let's go down to the numbers. What the hell do the numbers say? Clearly, the numbers say Boogie Cousins is the best statistical center. He's destroying the other two guys in terms of stats. He puts up, 34 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, 3 blocks, shooting 49% from the field, 34% from 3, 76% from the line. Now, I know we've only been a handful of games into the season, but you can clearly see Boogie Cousins is on a tear, and he has put up, I wouldn't say average these numbers for an entire year, but he's put up close to these numbers back when he was in Sacramento, so this should be no surprise. Joel Embiid, on the other hand, is averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, around 1 block, around 1 steal, shooting 50% from the field, shooting only 15% from the three-point line, but he's getting a little too trigger-happy with the 3. He needs to calm down with that, even though I fully believe he can shoot the 3, folks, but he's just getting a little too trigger-happy. 90% from the free throw line, which is very impressive. And then, of course, Marc Gasol, averaging 25 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, around there. 48% from the field, 47% from 3, 83% from the foul line. Now, there's one caveat here. Boogie and Marc Gasol clearly have the better numbers, but they play more minutes, okay? Boogie averages about 37 to 38 minutes a game, and Marc Gasol averages anywhere from 34 to 35. Joel Embiid is still on a minutes restriction, folks. He is only averaging 27 minutes a game. The Sixers put him in bubble wrap and treat him like he's glass, and really, I guess I can't get too mad at them because he's been hurt so much. But he does not play the full complement of minutes as these other guys do. So I pulled up his per 36-minute numbers, folks. If he played 36 minutes, Joel Embiid would average 27 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.7 blocks a game, which is now comparable to those other two. And it is quite good, if you will. If you did pour 40 minutes, I know he would never play 40 minutes. God, the Sixers would have a heart attack playing Embiid that long on the floor. But he would average 30 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.8 blocks. You get my point here. Joel Embiid with the minutes is comparable to these other guys, okay? Now, here's the thing. Let's get back to the point. Let's circle here to who is the best center in the league. Now, I have to, again, put a qualifier here because not only can we take the tangible things here with the numbers, but you gotta do the intangible items as well. And I hate doing this because people think it's subjective and whatnot, but it does exist in sports. This is not a video game. So we know that there are certain traits too that we want to look for. And with me, okay, just as much as we would like to rag on Joel Embiid for not staying healthy, as much as it does not interfere with the numbers still say he's good, but the numbers can't predict if he's going to be healthy or not. That is a qualifier for Joel Embiid, okay? We don't know if he can stay healthy, okay? He hasn't proven it yet, and the cat is not out of the bag on that. We need to see if Joel Embiid can stay healthy for a full season. He's not even playing a full complement of minutes, okay? That's a qualifier with Embiid. Qualifier with Demarcus Cousins. He is not a winner, and he has not won yet. Now, you can make the argument that he has definitely not had enough help in Sacramento, but last season, when he was traded to the Pelicans, albeit being midseason, he did not make the playoffs with Anthony Davis, who is another top 5 to 7 player in the NBA, okay? Now, again, they could still be working things out and gelling, but do I see them as a contender? I don't, okay? And with Boogie, he's not really dependable. You know he's got that temper issue, and he's trying to do a better job at it, but can you really, if you're a GM, if you're a coach, can you sleep well at night thinking, I can depend on Demarcus Cousins? He seems like a dependable type of guy. I don't think you can, okay? And as much as I like to hate to say that, you have to put that out there. And again, this is why I say it's not a video game, because we can expect Demarcus Cousins to play all 82 games in 2K18. But there's a chance he could get the limit for technical fouls this season and then have to get suspended a game, you know? So we don't know that in terms of Demarcus Cousins' ability to be dependable. We do know that it is an issue sometimes, okay? And so I have to put that out there. And so with that, Marc Gasol really becomes the only guy that does not have qualifiers. He plays the full complements of minutes. He plays and stays relatively healthy throughout the season, hasn't had too many injuries. and he's fairly dependable. Doesn't really get into too many technical fouls, doesn't really have a temper or rage. You can depend on him. And the Grizzlies have shown that they've been a consistent playoff team. They win 50-plus games, and Marc Gasol has been the driving force for that. So, in that department, I'm going to have to go with Marc Gasol there in terms of the intangible items, if you will. And then, of course, offensively, we know all these three guys are ridiculously skilled. But let's talk about defensively. Demarcus Cousins is the worst defender out of those three, and it's not just the tape. You can look at the numbers too. He's got the worst rating, defensive rating, out of all three of them at 102.7. Embiid is actually the best defender per the rating, 96.3. Now, if you watch the tape and you guys see Joel Embiid up close, he can actually be a much better defender than the numbers show, actually. He does not even try as hard on defense as he could. I bet you this number can get even better, okay? And Marc Gasol at 98.3, we know he's a good defender as well, okay? And with all three of these guys, I mean, free throw shooting and three-point shooting, they're both good at it, okay? Boogie Cousins is probably a little bit better of a three-point shooter. Actually, I think he's better than Embiid and Gasol, but very comparable. The reason I think Joel Embiid's number is so low is just because he has getting a little too trigger happy. Free throw shooting, Embiid is the best one out of all of them. Then we look at blocks and steals. I feel like all the numbers in terms of the defensive stats are kind of a wash, which is why I don't want to nitpick here. But like I said, go to the defensive rating, go to the advanced analytics, look at what those say. Those numbers say Embiid is the best defender, and I believe it. He's the best defender out of this group. Then you have Marc Gasol, then you have Boogie Cousins. So clearly Boogie Cousins is a little bit more one-sided in terms of an offensive heavy player, but it is an offensive league. So what does that mean? Going again full circle back to the point, who is the best center in the NBA right now? Folks, I'm going to have to go with, right at this very second, for adding everything up, I'm going to have to go with Marc Gasol and then DeMarcus Cousins. It's really 1A, 1B. For me, it's that damn close. Like I said, DeMarcus Cousins does not play as well defense as Marc Gasol, and he's just not as dependable as Marc Gasol, okay? I can sleep well at night knowing Marc Gasol is my center, and he won't be doing anything to detriment that, okay? And I can sleep well at night knowing Marc Gasol will probably lock up whatever center he is playing that next game, outside of maybe a few like Boogie Cousins or Embiid or someone like that. Joel Embiid will be the best center in the NBA. Maybe at the end of this season, maybe next season, but it's coming, folks. The process is processing. He will be the best center in the league. I have no doubt about that. But as of this moment, I'm taking Marc Gasol, then I'm taking DeMarcus Cousins, and then Joel Embiid. Let me know what you guys think. Who is the best center in the NBA right now? Leave a comment down below with what your thoughts are. Please, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.